I want you to listen to the next piece. Nicolle Wallace and Eddie Glaude points out something that is very, very dangerous with regards to our voting and could actually have an effect on the outcome of the 2024 election if we don't nip it in the butt right this minute, right now. Check this out.
Eddie, I feel like part of the problem is the sanitized nature of these conversations. We're already there. They've already greenlit violence, and it's connected to the last story we had. The reason the election denier story is so important is because what the election deniers are doing is they're putting election crime commissions in place. Do you know how many people commit the crimes of voter fraud? Very, 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 very few. So the whole reason to have a commission is to scare people. The whole reason to threaten lawmakers who you don't agree with is to intimidate them. The whole reason to threaten election workers is so there aren't any. It's working, and I feel like we don't rumble with that as often as we should.
You know, I agree with you, Nicolle. And, you know, there's for some folks in this country, there's an existential threat that their very idea of America is at stake, and they're willing to die and kill for it. And, you know, I'm reminded of this extraordinary column written in 1963 by Eugene Patterson, Nicolle. He was the executive editor of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. And he wrote it the day after the bombing of 16th Street Baptist Church. And it's called Flowers for the Graves. And what he does in that piece is he doesn't blame, you know, the sick people who threw the dynamite. He blames the South, the white South. He says, we own that shoe. He blames the politicians who stoked hatred and grievance. He blamed the nation, that the nation bore judgment. And so here we are in this moment where we're playing fast and loose with what we're actually seeing. We know what we're seeing. There is the condition, an environment for violence that may very well take shape, and somebody's going to get hurt. In fact, what did the Secretary of State in Georgia say? Somebody's going to get killed. And we still haven't, how can I put it? We still haven't kind of told the truth about where we are in this mess, it seems to me.
So, Eddie, let's pull that up tomorrow and read it together, because I tried to start that conversation on Friday because of the number of people who say to me off the air, they're really worried about all this, about the attacks on election officials, about the attacks on secretaries of state who say they're looking at the 14th Amendment, about attacks on Republican politicians that Mary's talking about, attacks on everything except one group.
So, yes, I can understand why many are scared. I can understand why now they are having problems getting people to man voting booths, getting people to be alternate judges and judges at elections, etc. Because that is the magic of what the right wants to do. The right wants the people who would run elections to be scared to come and run it so that it can be run by the right-wing MAGA folks. And of course, with that will come stealing of an election, including, of course, with the expectation that some people would be fearful to go and vote. That is only something that you normally see in autocratic countries, and it's what they're trying to do here in the United States of America. But we shouldn't let that happen. The good thing is that what's mitigating that right now is watching all those MAGA criminals go to jail. I think we're over 500 of them that are locked up right now. And as long as we keep locking them up as they try all these intimidation tactics and illegal tactics. Of course, we have a harder time with the politicians who are trying to impeach judges and fire folks that run elections fairly. But all of that needs to be mitigated in court over these next several months, because again, we cannot allow these guys to turn us into the fascist state they expect us to be under the leadership of the Grand Führer, Donald Trump.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.